Marcus Freeman walked into the media room inside Notre Dame Stadium on Wednesday afternoon carrying the weight of more than a routine off-season press conference, and everyone in the room could feel it. What was officially labeled as a standard transfer portal wrap-up quickly revealed itself as something far more personal, far more consequential, and far more revealing about the future of Notre Dame football and the man entrusted to lead it. This was not simply about roster movement or spring practice timelines. This was about Marcus Freeman, about trust, about pressure, about resilience, and about where one of college football's most respected young head coaches truly sees his future. Freeman wasted no time addressing the situation that had hovered over the program and his family for more than a week, delivering a prepared statement with measured intensity and unmistakable resolve, determined to reclaim control of a narrative that had spun beyond football and into something deeply personal. He spoke deliberately, thanking Notre Dame for standing firmly behind him before all evidence was even public, expressing gratitude to administrators, community members, and those who had reached out privately with support, and drawing a clear line between responsible journalism and sensationalism. Freeman made it clear that while he understands scrutiny as a public figure, that scrutiny should never extend to children, his or anyone else's, and he did not hide his disappointment in how one local outlet handled the situation, allowing speculation to metastasize into national headlines before facts were fully established. He acknowledged the professionalism of law enforcement and prosecutors who reviewed video footage and witness statements and ultimately concluded no criminal act had occurred, reaffirming his confidence in that outcome because he knew unequivocally that he had acted respectfully and with the sole intent of protecting his family. With that, Freeman closed the chapter, stating he would not comment further and would instead move forward with his family and his team, a firm declaration that the past month's noise would not define him or derail what lies ahead. And with that emotional weight lifted, the conversation shifted to the question that had dominated college football message boards, social media feeds, and NFL rumor mills for weeks: Marcus Freeman and the NFL. In a calm but unmistakably confident tone, Freeman made it clear that while interest from the next level exists, it does not consume him, nor does it tempt him away from South Bend. He emphasized that individual recognition and professional curiosity are byproducts of team success, reflections of where Notre Dame stands as a program, not signals of discontent or restlessness. Freeman acknowledged conversations with NFL executives and front office leaders, but framed them not as flirtations or evaluations, rather as opportunities to learn, to gain wisdom, to understand what those decision-makers believe separates good coaches from great ones, and to bring that knowledge back to Notre Dame in service of becoming the best version of himself for the players he already leads. He was clear that there was no moment of reevaluation, no crossroads, no dramatic internal debate about his future. The only message he felt compelled to share publicly was simple and intentional: let's run it back. Freeman explained that the uncertainty of the future is a reality he discusses openly with his players and accepts himself, but that uncertainty does not equal distraction, and it certainly does not mean dissatisfaction. Everything he wants and everything he needs, personally and professionally, he believes can be achieved as the head coach at Notre Dame. In fact, he welcomed the idea that his name might surface every offseason, not because it flatters him, but because it would mean the program is thriving, competing, and winning at a level that commands national attention. If those conversations ever stopped, Freeman suggested, that would be the real cause for concern. Even as reporters pressed him repeatedly, seeking nuance or cracks in his stance, Freeman remained consistent, choosing different words to deliver the same message with unwavering clarity. He spoke about transparency with administrators, recruits, and players, about the importance of hearing directly from him rather than through rumor or speculation, and about his relentless pursuit of growth wherever it can be found, whether that means conversations with NFL general managers, fellow college coaches, or even leaders from other sports within the Notre Dame athletic department. He described learning as a daily discipline, one he demands of his players and holds himself to with equal intensity. The idea of choosing hard, of finding incremental ways to improve, of never being satisfied even when success has already arrived. Freeman did not completely close the door on the NFL someday, acknowledging that he has never coached at that level and does not pretend to fully understand it, leaving room for a hypothetical future where the timing and circumstances align. But he made it abundantly clear that he refuses to waste mental energy on possibilities that are not directly in front of him, and right now his conviction and motivation are fully invested in Notre Dame. That conviction, however, is inseparable from results, and Freeman knows that belief alone will not secure his future in South Bend. Success must be built, sustained, and proven on the field, and that reality brought the discussion to the second defining theme of the day: Notre Dame's roster and its path forward into the 2026 season. Freeman emphasized that amid the chaos of modern college football, with the transfer portal pulling at players from every direction and promises of immediate money and opportunity growing louder by the day, roster retention may be the single most important indicator of a healthy program. He spoke proudly about Notre Dame's ability to keep its core intact, viewing it as validation of a culture that players believe in and want to be part of. Freeman acknowledged how difficult the landscape has become for young athletes, with voices from agents, parents, and advisors all competing to influence decisions. But Freeman's success in retention is proof that players are choosing more than just short-term gain. They are choosing values, accountability, and a program that demands sacrifice in service of something bigger than individual statistics. He was clear that Notre Dame is not for everyone, and that players who come solely for football or personal production will struggle in a place that prioritizes team over self and long-term development over instant gratification. The players who stayed and those who chose Notre Dame from the portal despite having options elsewhere did so with full awareness of those demands, and Freeman made no effort to soften that reality. He spoke with pride about the nucleus that remains, about the trust built within the locker room, and about the excitement surrounding a group that believes deeply in where the program is headed. In the end, everything circled back to Freeman himself, his future intertwined with the program's ability to recruit, retain, and develop talent while navigating an ever-changing college football landscape. Wednesday's press conference was not about flashy headlines or grand declarations. It was about stability in the face of noise, about conviction under pressure, and about a head coach who understands that leadership is measured not just by wins and losses, but how you protect your family, your players, and your values when circumstances test all three at once. Marcus Freeman left little doubt that he plans to be at Notre Dame for the foreseeable future, fully aware that the only way to secure that future is to continue building something worthy of the faith placed in him. And as the Irish move toward the next 7 months of preparation, evaluation, and expectation, the message from South Bend was clear. Freeman is not looking ahead to what might be next because his focus is locked firmly on what must be built right now.